You can survive weeks without food, days without water, but only minutes without air. The moment you stop breathing, your body enters chaos. Every cell screams for oxygen, the brain panics, the heart races, then slows. And within seconds, survival instinct turns into pure terror. This isn't just suffocation, it's your body's final battle for life. So today, we're diving into what really happens step by step as your body forgets how to breathe. Number 9, the panic reflex. At first, everything seems fine. You hold your breath, maybe as part of a game, or out of curiosity just to see how long you can last. 30 seconds pass, then it begins. Your brain suddenly detects a spike in carbon dioxide. It's not the lack of oxygen that terrifies you, it's the excess CO2 screaming inside your blood. Your chest starts to tighten, as if invisible hands are pressing against it. The urge to breathe becomes unbearable, clawing at your throat like a trapped animal. You feel the rising panic before you even understand what's happening. Your heart rate surges, pounding against your ribs like a warning drum. Muscles twitch, every nerve begging you to inhale, to do something, anything to survive. Rational thought fades as primal instinct takes control. This is the panic reflex, the moment your body realizes it's in danger long before your mind does. Your brainstem, the ancient part of your nervous system, overrides logic and floods your body with adrenaline. You're no longer calm, no longer human in the civilized sense, just an organism fighting for air. Some people describe this moment as a wave of sheer terror, not pain, but the suffocating certainty that you're about to die. Every cell in your body screams for release. You try to hold on, but the burning in your lungs spreads, radiating up your neck and into your skull. And here's the horrifying truth: this panic isn't optional. It's hardwired into you. Evolution built it as a failsafe, a violent, desperate reminder to breathe. Even trained divers who spend years mastering control over their breathing still feel it. That primal, choking fear whispering, breathe or die. Number 8, the oxygen crash. 1 minute in, and the panic has turned into something stranger, quieter, heavier. Your chest feels hollow, your heartbeat unsteady, and a dull ringing fills your ears. Inside your bloodstream, oxygen levels are plummeting fast. The skin around your lips begins to turn pale, then bluish. Your fingertips tingle. Your vision wobbles like heat waves rising from asphalt. This is when the body starts to break down its calm facade. Every organ is starving. Your brain, the most oxygen-hungry part of you, begins to fade first. Neurons can't store oxygen, so when the supply runs out, they start to die one by one. The fogginess you feel, that's your brain literally shutting down pieces of itself to stay alive. People often think passing out is peaceful, like falling asleep, but in this stage, your body is anything but calm. Your blood vessels constrict to redirect what little oxygen remains to your heart and brain. Your breathing muscles convulse. You might feel dizzy, euphoric, or strangely detached from reality, a trick of survival chemistry as your body tries to numb the fear. I always find this part fascinating and a little haunting. It's the moment when the body and mind quietly split, one still fighting to live, the other beginning to drift. If you've ever stood up too fast and felt that flash of light, that brief blackout, you've brushed against this boundary, a miniature version of the oxygen crash. It's both terrifying and awe-inspiring the way your body refuses to give up, even as every breath becomes meaningless, the quiet war happening inside you, all for a few more seconds of life. Number 7, the drowning effect. At this point, your body starts to act like it's underwater, even if you're lying comfortably on dry land. Your chest heaves, your muscles twitch, and your lungs pull against nothing, begging for air that just isn't there. It's called the asphyxia reflex, the brain's desperate override command. You no longer decide when to breathe, your body does, and it's not asking for permission. You gasp, but it's useless. There's no oxygen coming in, only the illusion of relief. The sensation is eerily similar to drowning pressure building in your chest, your throat tightening, your head pulsing as if it's about to burst. You might even let out a strange croaking sound, not exactly your most glamorous moment. What's fascinating and a bit cruel is that your brain doesn't care about dignity. It would rather make you flail, spasm, and wheeze like a malfunctioning vacuum cleaner than let you quietly fade out. From an evolutionary standpoint, that smart panic gets you moving, and movement might just save you. But from a human standpoint, yeah, it's not the most flattering look. Some people who've experienced near drowning say time slows down. The world narrows to the sound of your heartbeat and the unbearable burn in your lungs. A few even describe it as peaceful, right before they black out, like the body gives up fighting and lets go. Creepy, but kind of poetic. Personally, I think this stage is nature's brutal reminder that breathing isn't optional. We spend all day taking air for granted until the moment our body starts acting like a drama queen, throwing a full-blown tantrum just to get one more breath. Number 6, vision collapse. The world starts to shrink. At first, it's subtle, the edges of your sight blur, like someone's turning down the brightness on reality. Then it gets smaller and smaller, until you're peering through a tunnel, watching everything fade away from the corners inward. It's not dramatic like in the movies, it's quiet, slow, almost graceful, which somehow makes it even creepier. What's happening is brutally simple. Your brain doesn't have enough blood or oxygen to keep your eyes online. The neurons in your visual cortex start to flicker, trying to stay awake. You might see bursts of light, like tiny stars or fireflies popping in and out of the darkness. Those flashes aren't mystical, they're your dying brain cells firing one last, confused signal before shutting off. Your body is prioritizing survival now, rerouting every bit of oxygen to the heart and brainstem, the parts that keep you alive. Visions, optional. Balance, optional. Consciousness, also about to be optional. Some people say it feels like watching the world slip down a drain. You can still hear what's going on, maybe even sense movement, but it all feels far away, like you're trapped inside your own skull. That's your brain starting to log out, one sense at a time. And here's the ironic part: if you've ever stood up too quickly and seen your vision fade for a second, you've tasted this collapse in miniature. Your eyes go dark, your ears buzz, and for a split second, your body says, nope, we're rebooting. It's terrifying and kind of humbling. Because in that moment, the world doesn't disappear, you do. Number 5, the sound distortion. Then comes the sound, or rather, the warping of it. The world suddenly feels muffled, as if you've been dunked underwater. Voices stretch and echo, every noise bouncing weirdly inside your skull. The steady rhythm of your heartbeat becomes thunderous, filling your ears like a drum that's way too close. It's disorienting and a little terrifying when the world starts to sound like it's dissolving. Scientifically, what's happening is all about pressure and oxygen. As blood flow drops, the tiny bones in your inner ear, the ossicles, stop moving properly. The nerves that carry sound to your brain start firing unevenly, creating distorted signals. Your auditory system is basically glitching, sending you a messy mix of real sounds and brain-made static. Some people describe hearing a faint ringing, a high-pitched hum that grows louder just before they lose consciousness. Others hear distant voices, whispers, or even their own heartbeat echoing back like sonar. It's creepy, sure, but it's also your brain's way of saying, hey, things are not okay up here. If you've ever had that strange ear pop feeling on a plane or heard a faint ringing after a concert, that's a tiny preview of this chaos. Except now, it's not noise from outside, it's your body's own systems falling out of sync. And honestly, the thought of your body creating its own horror soundtrack while it shuts down is weirdly poetic. It's like your brain's final attempt at producing a sci-fi thriller starring you, gasping in the dark, listening to the sound of your own biology unraveling. Number 4, the mind rebellion. This is where things get truly unsettling. When the brain starts running out of oxygen, it begins to dream while you're still awake. Reality slips at the edges. You might see faces that aren't there, hear voices calling your name, or feel a presence beside you, calm, familiar, almost comforting. Many survivors describe seeing a warm light or loved ones waiting with open arms. But here's the disturbing truth: it's not spiritual, it's biological. As neurons die, they release random bursts of electrical activity, and your brain, desperate to make sense of the chaos, turns that noise into images, sounds, and emotions. It's the ultimate hallucination, a farewell illusion designed by your own mind. Some scientists believe this light at the end of the tunnel effect comes from the visual cortex shutting down, causing bright flashes in your field of vision. Others think it's your brain's built-in coping mechanism, a last act of mercy to make dying feel less terrifying. Either way, it's hauntingly beautiful and horrifying at once. I've always found this part strangely poetic. The same brain that built civilizations and wrote symphonies also scripts its own goodbye scene, complete with sound, light, and the illusion of peace. It's like your mind refusing to die in silence, staging one last show before the curtain falls. And maybe that's why people describe it as comforting, not because something divine is waiting, but because your brain, even in its final seconds, is trying to protect you, whispering, "It's okay, you can let go now." Number 3, the body shuts down. By now, your body is out of options. The panic, the gasping, the chaos, all of it fades into a heavy stillness. Your muscles grow weak, like they've forgotten how to move. You try to lift a hand, but it's as if you're underwater, every motion slow and distant. Your heartbeat, once frantic, begins to drag. Each beat feels further apart, each breath thinner than the last. This is what scientists call the pre-syncope stage, the body's emergency power-saving mode. When oxygen runs dangerously low, your system starts shutting down anything that isn't absolutely essential. Muscles, digestion, even your sense of touch all dim out to save what little energy remains for the brain and heart. It's eerie because it feels almost peaceful. The struggle fades, the fire in your lungs quiets. For a moment, you might even think you're okay again, but that calm is a lie. It's your body preparing to lose consciousness. The blood pressure drops, your vision tunnels, and sound fades into a low hum. You're slipping away, not violently, but gently, like a computer powering off one system at a time. Some people who've come back from this stage describe it as floating detached, dreamlike. You're aware, but you can't act. You want to breathe, to move, to fight, but your body isn't listening anymore. And here's the part that always gets me. The body doesn't give up out of weakness. It gives up out of strategy. It's trying to buy the brain a few extra seconds of life. Even at the edge of death, your body is still negotiating, still fighting, still whispering to itself, just a little longer. Number 2, convulsions begin. This is where the body stops pretending to be in control. When oxygen levels crash past the critical point, the brain's electrical system goes haywire. Neurons once firing in neat, synchronized patterns now discharge chaotically, sending wild signals through every muscle fiber. The result is violent, uncontrollable convulsions. Your body jerks, your arms and legs twitch, and your eyes roll back. To an observer, it looks like you've been electrocuted, a terrifying, primal sight. This stage often appears in drowning victims or cases of strangulation, where the brain is starved for air but still firing frantically. It's not graceful, it's not cinematic, it's raw biology in meltdown. Inside, your brain is in total panic. The nervous system floods the body with misfired impulses, as if trying to reboot itself through sheer chaos. Every muscle contracts at once, wasting the last fragments of energy. Your heart struggles to keep rhythm, sometimes speeding up wildly, then slowing to a crawl. The line between life and death blurs in these spasms. And if that sounds horrifying, it is. But there's also something strangely tragic about it. These convulsions aren't your body giving up, they're its final, desperate rebellion, the last protest of a system that refuses to go quietly. Some survivors describe a brief flash of awareness during this stage, a sense of being trapped inside a body they no longer control, watching themselves convulse from the inside. It's the ultimate loss of agency, a living glitch between existence and oblivion. If the earlier stages were about fear and panic, this one is pure chaos. Your body becomes a storm lightning in the nerves, thunder in the muscles until, finally, the energy burns out, then comes the silence. Number 1, the silent stop. And then, everything stops. The heart, once pounding with panic, goes still. The lungs no longer rise. The noise, the struggle, the chaos, all of it fades into a chilling quiet. But the truly horrifying part, you're still there. For a few seconds, maybe 10, maybe 15, your brain is still alive, still aware. Neurons keep firing, flickering like dying embers in a fire that's already gone cold. You can't move, can't breathe, can't scream, but somewhere deep inside, you know what's happening. You know you're dying. Scientists have recorded brain activity continuing briefly after cardiac arrest, a strange surge of organized electrical patterns, as if the mind refuses to surrender. Some think it's the final release of stored energy. Others believe it's consciousness fading out, step by step. Either way, it's haunting the idea that you might experience the moment of your own ending in real time. People who've been revived after cardiac arrest sometimes describe it a floating sensation, the sound of voices, or an eerie calm, like standing on the edge of nothing. Some even recall hearing doctors pronounce them dead. Imagine that, trapped in silence, hearing the world continue without you. And then, darkness. No light, no sound, no thought, just the end of electricity, the final stillness. It's strange, isn't it? The body dies first, but the mind lingers, watching the lights go out one by one. Death isn't a switch, it's a slow fade, a silent stop. And in those last few seconds, you are the witness to your own disappearance. Not being able to breathe isn't just the feeling of suffocation, it's a full-body catastrophe. Every heartbeat, every twitch, every fading spark of thought is part of a desperate fight for the last drop of oxygen. Your body doesn't simply die, it unravels, system by system, like a machine slowly remembering it's only made of flesh. And maybe that's what makes it so terrifying, not the moment of death itself, but the awareness that comes right before it. The seconds when your mind is still there, watching your body forget how to live. So, take a deep breath. Feel it fill your lungs. Feel the quiet power in that simple act, because now you know it's not just air, it's life itself. The scariest thing isn't death itself, it's being fully aware as your body slowly forgets how to live. So, how long do you think you could last without a single breath?